to protest a culture of inequality at Cal Poly.
And if you've ever wondered what your pet was saying, just ask this modern-day Dr. Dolittle.
And later, learn about a volunteering opportunity in Morro Bay.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to Mustang News' special edition Best of Show. I'm Rachel Showalter.
And I'm Anna George. We have covered a lot this spring, so today we're going to show you some of our favorite stories. Facebook users worldwide recently concerned about their Facebook privacy on the web. Reporter Kayla Berenson found out more about how Facebook accesses your information and if any of it can be prevented.
Facebook creator Mark Zuckerberg has faced a lot of controversy recently about Facebook's privacy settings. Kim Bishop explains exactly how Facebook gets users' information.
Everything you do online, if you're logged into Facebook, whether you're on a device or a laptop, they have those movements tracked.
Even if you're not on Facebook, chances are the website has already generated a user profile for you.
If your friends have tagged you in a photo, or if you've been to a place that they were visiting, then that information starts to create a profile on you regardless of your direct interaction with Facebook.
To find out exactly what information the website has on you, go to Settings, click on Ads, and click on Categories. Journalism senior Monique Geisen explains that the website will have 2 new privacy settings available soon.
1, you can say I don't want targeted ads, and 2, you can ask them not to use their facial recognition software on your account. That one's a pretty good one.
Though deleting your Facebook may seem like the most logical move, Bishop says it's probably not even worth it.
I think basically we have to let go of this notion that we have any privacy left. If you put something on the internet or if you interact with the internet in any way, you kind of have to assume that to a certain extent it's public.
Kayla Berenson, Mustang News.
Earlier this quarter, I had the chance to meet with a Morro Bay resident who claims to have a sixth sense. Take a look. I'm here with Kristen Hauser, local animal communicator. She's going to tell us a little bit about what she does, and then we're also, just to make this a little bit more personal, going to have her do a reading of my cat.
I talk to animals telepathically. I like to call it telepathic, and it means I feel what they're feeling, and so I can relay those messages.
Kristen says she's been doing this since childhood, but began taking it more seriously over the past few years. She believes the ability exists within all of us to connect with our animals.
They're always communicating in their own ways, and we just have to kind of quiet our minds and be ready to receive what they're saying.
So Kristen, here is a picture of Buster. This is my cat. What can you tell me about him?
He thinks he's smarter than a Buster, but he's saying that he prefers nicknames that you have for him. He's like, I'm a very smart cat, I'm very intelligent. He's funny. A sweet cat, but he has a fiery spirit. He's excited that we're talking because the more that you learn about him, the more that you learn about yourself.
Rachel Showalter, Mustang News.
Cal Poly students may be interested in a Morro Bay volunteering opportunity. Mustang News reporter Callan Hobman has the story.
If you're a lover of the environment and its wildlife, Morro Bay State Park may have the perfect volunteer opportunity for you. The Sea Life Stewards program is looking for volunteers to help teach kayakers, boaters, and anyone else out on the water about keeping themselves and the animals safe, especially in situations like the one graphic communications sophomore Samantha Shin experienced.
I was out at Montaña de Oro, and there was this injured sea otter by the beach, and we didn't really know how close we could get, or what to do, or just how to help the otter the best way we could.
The volunteer program will begin in May, where volunteers will receive training in the classroom and in the water. They will be taught how to avoid wildlife disturbance, how to be safe, and how to share this information with other people on the water.
I think it's a really great opportunity for students to give back to the community, especially in San Luis Obispo. It's a really environmental place.
Only about 15 minutes away from Cal Poly's campus, Morro Bay provides the community with easy access to the naturistic world around us, and the Sea Life Steward program helps us keep it safe. Callan Hobman, Mustang News.
One Cal Poly junior took home the gold in San Luis Obispo's 5th annual marathon. Reporter Hannah Glazer spoke to the winner herself.
anthropology junior Lindsay Arriaga ran and won the slow marathon in the women's division, though only signing up the night before the big event.
I had no expectations going into it because I had never run even close to a whole marathon before. So I just kind of ran whatever pace felt good, and by the end I was able to be a friend.
Having no expectations and a positive attitude is what Arriaga thinks helped push her to the front.
Something with big races like that is everyone's in the same boat, everyone's hurting a little bit, so the whole spirit of it kind of helps everyone through.
And though 26 miles may seem impossible to most, Arriaga thinks otherwise.
Anyone can do it.
Hannah Glazer, Mustang News.
Wow, that's incredible. Stay tuned to hear about how female students joined together for an amazing event this past quarter.
In this day and age, everybody gets their news from social media, and my team's pretty much in charge of making sure that Mustang News has a great presence across all social media platforms. Whether that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat, we want to make sure that our news is reaching our audience. At Mustang News, we're truth tellers. We're student media, but we're going to do our best to tell the truth of our people and the voices of the Cal Poly campus.
I think art is something that doesn't go appreciated that much, especially at a Polytechnic campus. We have a lot of engineering and architecture focus, and we want to try to focus a lot of our arts writing on structural design and architecture design and things that relate to Cal Poly, but through the arts. I think good journalism comes from unbiased reporting, and I think we do a really good job at making sure that everything's accurate.
Community members came together for Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Mustang News reporter Callan Hobman took a look inside.
I'm Callan Hobman here at Walk a Mile in Her Shoes. It's an annual event put on by the San Luis Obispo community to raise awareness and put an end to sexual assault and gender-based violence. Today we're going to talk to the people who have come to attend this event to see why it's so special and why they're here to support.
So it's really important that our community comes together and kind of shows that we have that solidarity with survivors right here in SLO County.
Her shoes, his shoes, their shoes, our shoes. And I think this really represents how it's not just a women's issue, but it's an issue that everyone in society really needs to be involved with.
It's very important for us to support RISE and all the wonderful work they do. And let's hope for a great day and a big turnout.
I just think like awareness, and I think it's like the real impacts on like SLO County.
On the Cal Poly campus with everything that's been going on, like this is like a really positive kind of effect that we need to have and that we need to help volunteer with, because sexual assault is such a big deal on every college campus.
With this being the 16th annual Walk a Mile in Her Shoes, the event is surely to continue impacting the community for years to come. I'm Callan Hallman with Mustang News.
Mustang News reporter Hannah Glazer has some fun things to do to keep you occupied if you're staying in San Luis Obispo this summer.
Staying in SLO this summer and wondering how you can spend your free time? Here are some unique things you can do in the Central Coast. Feel like going on a hike, but don't quite feel like doing the walking? Madonna Inn offers a 1-hour guided horseback ride at Madonna Mountain. Date night? Grab a burrito and head out to this beautiful lookout at Pirates Cove. Head into this hidden place in Avila Beach and get yourself a treat to enjoy by the water. Come to Shell Beach, grab one of these bad boys, get in one of these, and cruise down the Central Coast. Hannah Glazer, Mustang News.
AOPI had their annual Mr. Fraternity Philanthropy event this quarter, and the competition was fierce. Reporter Emma Withrow has the story.
Hi, I'm Emma Withrow here with Mustang News at AOPI's Mr. Fraternity event. This event's going to be raising money for AOPI's philanthropy as well as the winning competitors' philanthropy for their fraternity. We're going to be interviewing some of the competitors right now and asking them how they're feeling before they compete in their first male beauty pageant. Let's get started.
Doing it now. I'm really excited. I got a great team behind me. We're gonna really rock this show.
That was Joey Holden, member of Zeta Beta Tau fraternity and competitor in the Mr. Fraternity beauty pageant. Although Zeta Beta Tau did not win Mr. Fraternity, their hopes were high prior to their performance.
I think we're #1 contenders here, and AGR is not really a worry of mine. We got this.
Although Alpha Gamma Rho wasn't seen as the biggest competition, freshman Derek Nunes did end up placing at the end of the Mr. Fraternity pageant.
Considering I'm like 5'6", it is very weird because after seeing all these dudes, they're all very much taller than me, and so being in a beauty pageant compared to these guys, I'm like not ready for it, but I'm just going to do the best I can, and with the support of the guys, I think we can do it.
Although there was a plethora of entertaining performances, Noah Robinson of Delta Upsilon fraternity ended up taking the win in AOPI's Mr. Fraternity this year. Emma with.
Earlier this quarter, a Lambda Chi Alpha member wore blackface to a fraternity event, bringing national attention to Cal Poly's campus climate. Reporter Sydney Brandt kept up with the initial protests following the incident. Here's a look back.
Hello, I'm Sydney Brandt here on Slack Street. Open house has officially kicked off. A lot is happening right now. Last night there was a forum with President Armstrong. Right now we have a protest going on. Students are talking about many issues that have been going on campus. President Armstrong actually came out to this event this morning and was booed off. The students were yelling shame. Students plan to walk to Santa Rosa Park to continue this protest.
We're here to challenge a campus culture that embraces and validates racism, homophobia, and other forms of oppression on this campus. President Armstrong has been complicit for too long, and we're done with it.
Officials told them they were not able to stay in the street, so now students are gathered here on the side, ready to meet prospective students.
I've seen a lot of different mixed reactions. Some people think it's a good thing that we're kind of bringing this issue into the light. A lot of people are kind of put off now.
The march started today at Slack Street around 8 a.m. It's supposed to go until 10 a.m. A lot of clubs are pulling out from the club showcase. For Mustang News, I'm Sydney Brandt.
And after the break, we'll review the new ASI president, see how she won.
Sports is mostly good news, and a lot of the time, a lot of the other news we get isn't necessarily good news. And so I think that it's kind of a nice break from a lot of the other not so great things that might be happening around the community and on campus. I think that good journalism is objective and informative. It is as unbiased as possible. And I think that Mustang News does a really good job of that, reporting about the incidents on campus without necessarily putting a spin on them.
I manage a team of MMJs, multimedia journalists, who cover all news on campus, from administration to student life to any protests that happen on campus. We really just have our finger on the pulse of Cal Poly. Journalism is reporting on the facts at all times because we have to, regardless of whether or not people may disagree.
Welcome back. After a long await, Cal Poly's new student body president has been announced.
Your 2018-2019 presidential candidate who won, Jasmine Frashini.
I'm really looking forward to this community that we can make here at Cal Poly, really standing together as 20,000 strong, supporting one another at the very end of the day. So,
Shami says
your 2018-2019 presidential candidate who won, Jasmine Frashini.
Fashami says she is looking forward to working with every community and student group on campus to create tangible change at Cal Poly.
A tasty treat with the roots from a foreign country has been featured on many social platforms. Hear about the opening of the store that debuted the sweet treat in downtown San Luis Obispo.
Found on the dirt streets in Thailand,
Tourists have snapped, recorded, and shared this dessert delicacy so much that business owners in the States have taken notice.
It originated in Thailand. There's a lot of places there that are just on the street, and they'll just be on the corner and whipping these up just one plate at a time.
Walker Sotelo is an owner of Rolled Ice Cream Shop downtown. Him and his partner saw how well similar shops were doing across the U.S. and decided to open one of their own.
You know, we have hundreds of people come through every day, which has been great. We're trying to keep up as best as we can. I know the wait times have been pretty long, but we have more plates on the way, and we're trying to get all of our systems in place so that everyone can be happy.
Cal Poly students weighed in on whether the taste was worth the wait and price.
Kind of tastes like normal ice cream. I don't know if I'd pay $8 for it again.
It was good, but I don't think it's great. Cassandra McIntyre, Mustang News.
Stay tuned for a Mustang News sports update after the break.
The thing about broadcast is it's not just on paper, so now you're actually seeing people's emotions and their reactions, and I think you just really learn a lot by being able to go face to face and also have a camera and capture those emotions. And broadcast is so fun in my opinion because you can take what you see and show it to your audience and show them exactly what you're witnessing or other people are witnessing at the moment.
So I'm in charge of making sure that the paper is distributed every Tuesday morning because that's when the new editions come out. I think my job, the most important thing with my job is that it gets the papers out there for them to actually read. Without my position and my guys, my delivery drivers and my brand ambassadors, the papers would not be seen every week on campus, essentially.
Hello, I'm Victoria Gracie, here with Mustang News Sports. For the first time ever, the Cal Poly sailing team has qualified for nationals. Reporter Stephanie Garibay had the opportunity to talk to them about what that meant to them.
The Cal Poly sailing team has made it to nationals for the first time since the team was created in 1956.
Honestly, it's indescribable. From basically where we were 4 years ago, which is a small recreational group, to being one of the top teams on the West Coast, and just in the time that I've been on this team, it's really there's nothing else I've experienced that's like it. It's a fairy tale, almost, yeah.
The team had to beat out the University of Hawaii in order to qualify for nationals.
I was honestly kind of freaking out before our last rotation on land. I knew that the scores were really tight. I wasn't looking at them that much though, just because I knew it would psych me out.
It wasn't until the team finished the race that they knew they made it to nationals.
We finished, crossed the line, and we didn't know exactly what the points were, so we weren't sure if we had done it or not. And then we were sailing in, and we just saw our teammates kind of rush out onto the pier where we were coming into, and they were all just like I just saw them, and I knew, and it was just overwhelmingly emotional.
Incoming captain Allison Crowley hopes to take the team again to nationals next year.
Honestly, I hope to just keep our momentum going and hit the ground running next year because our team is pretty young. We only have one graduating senior on our racing team, so I think we're really in a position to really grow.
Stephanie Garibay, Mustang News.
The Cal Poly men's tennis team had a successful season this year and wanted to give tennis senior player Axel Damians one last time to shine before he ends his tennis career at Cal Poly.
I'm originally from Paris in France, and I moved by myself here beginning of my freshman year. I learned literally everything. I came here, I felt like I was just a little boy. I got here and got away from my parents. I was really on my own at the time, and that's where I grew a lot because I couldn't rely on them or anything. I actually had to be on my own. But luckily, the coaches and my former teammates and the guys that were older than me when I was a freshman and sophomore really helped me and guided me into what it takes to be a really good, a good college tennis player. And he was good. I learned a lot on and off the court, and I feel like I'm just a better tennis player to start with, and also a better person off the court now. Hopefully, I'm gonna stay at Cal Poly for a couple of years, but I'm gonna miss like being on the team and all, just laughing, just like working hard on the court and having a lot of fun off the court, all the road trips and just like the team bonding, all the stuff we've done as a team, which is great, and like just a family, you know, that family you're with, and my actual family was great to have, and I'll definitely miss that.
A senior baseball player didn't let an injury ruin his career. Reporter Sidney Finkel got the chance to see how his final season with Cal Poly went.
Senior designated hitter Elijah Skips sure did make his senior season count. After missing 9 weeks of the season due to an injury, Skips did not skip a beat in his return back to baseball. In his first game back on April 14th against UC Davis, Skips hit a grand slam, only the second one in the past 8 years at Baguette Stadium.
That was honestly unreal. The best part was just coming back and just seeing all my teammates out there fired up for me, and I mean, it was kind of like the icing on top of the cake when I've been out for so long and I come back and get to do something that exciting.
Skips continued to bring the heat for the rest of the season, batting over 300 with 4 home runs and 22 RBIs.
Again, Elijah Skips.
Skips not only added to the team's strength on the field, but off the field as well.
The main focus, honestly, is that everyone pulls for each other, and it doesn't matter who's playing, who doesn't play, is that on the field, like, yeah, we're teammates, but off the field, we're brothers, we're best friends. Like, that's the main focus, that's like the main thing for us.
Cal Poly finished second in the Big West Conference this season, partially thanks to Skips. Sidney Finkel, Mustang News.
Senior pole vaulter Brad Beekman made his lifetime PR of 17 feet at the Big West Championships, which earned him second place. We wanted to feature him one last time.
My name's Brad Beekman. I'm a 5th year in agribusiness, and I do track and field. I pole vault.
My favorite part is probably just, I don't know, having a good vault, taking off the ground and feeling that energy of running and hitting the box and going up as high as you can.
Definitely the most exciting part is when you get over the bar and it's kind of like, oh, like I got it, and then you fall down and it's like you got a split second to look up and be like, wow, you know, I got over that. So yeah, I'll just miss, you know, the daily routine of just coming out here, and I love pole vault so much because it was always the like fun, adventurous, you know, event out of track. You know, you'd look at the mile runners and stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's pretty painful. So we were kind of just the guys coming out here having fun, and that's probably what I'll miss the most.
Stay tuned, and we'll see you after the break.
I'm the person responsible for deciding if things are going to be covered or not and assigning those stories to news reporters. Obviously, editor-in-chief is the last word on anything, but I am kind of that gatekeeper when it comes to pursuing a story or what angles to take with it. To me, journalism is telling the truth no matter what and getting everything as accurately as possible to tell a complete story when it deserves to be told.
Our mission for this year is to basically get the news first so that Cal Poly students are aware. Like so far to start off the beginning of the year, there have been things such as like parking and bus routes, and students have so many questions about that, and so that kind of goes to what I want to do for this year, and is I want to get that information out to students. Good journalism means that we are getting the story out, but that it includes all the information, that it answers all the questions that people are asking.
2 Cal Poly alumni launched a new app that has gained national attention for its fight against sexual assault. Reporter Rachel Showalter has the story.
Woolsey is an app, and it really takes a completely different approach than any other safety app on the market. So Woolsey is really a platform that connects people who want to help with people who need help, and we're doing that for the first time, and we're doing that through crowdsourced safety.
And we believe that when people don't have to worry about their safety, they're free to live happy, abundant lives. So that's why we're bringing together community and artificial intelligence to keep you and your loved ones safe.
Yeah, and so we see Woolsey being a connecting force all over the world to bring safety to everyone, which is hugely beneficial, and we're extremely excited for.
So basically, we're personal safety that leverages the connectedness of today's world. And so that's really the combination of our name and our mission.
And we had an extremely successful launch. We were 100% funded in less than 18 hours. And so that was very cool, and a proof of concept to just show how much community and how much support and how much this message and this solution resonates with people.
Firestone Grill has been a staple in San Luis Obispo for decades. Reporter Anna George decided to look into how the restaurant got its start.
Hi, I'm Anna George here at the historic Firestone Grill in downtown San Luis Obispo. They're famous for their tri-tip sandwiches that they've been pumping out for 20 plus years. Let's go take a look inside.
In the summer of 1995, this legendary slow barbecue joint opened its doors in a former Firestone tire shop. This was the second restaurant for owners David and Vicki Billingsley, who opened Main Street Grill in Cambria in 1984. The Billingsleys have two other restaurants in Bakersfield and Fresno serving up the same famous barbecue. I got to talk with the Billingsleys' oldest son, Hal, who runs the show in San Luis Obispo.
What's your favorite part about Firestone?
The people. Yeah. I mean, it's nice to see your friends come in, always new students coming in. You know, it stays exciting. It doesn't get monotonous like, an office shop.
I wanted to know how many of these bad boys Firestone sells in a week.
Anywhere from 6,000 to 7,000.
169. And why do you think it's so popular in San Luis Obispo?
Well, I mean, I think the price of the sandwich for what you get, plus the barbecue sauce, I think is probably what everyone would answer. Yes. My grandma's. It's my grandma's.
With all this talk about Firestone and tri-tips, I had to get a Firestone sandwich for myself, and I think it'll probably taste better now that I know a little bit more about the history of this place. So, cheers.
I'm Anna George, Mustang News.
That was a big bite. Reporter Sydney Finkel got a look at what Cal Poly professor does outside of the classroom.
Cal Poly professor Stephen Stern created the first ever mobile law center in the United States. He renovated his 1978 Airstream motorhome into an easy accessible office. While teaching both journalism and business classes at Cal Poly, Stern doubles as an attorney working from his vehicle.
After practicing law for, at that point, about 18 years in brick and mortar, I came to the conclusion there was a vast population that was either not being served or underserved because they were intimidated by lawyers. They were intimidated by the legal system. They were intimidated by the potential cost.
Stern created the Mobile Law Center with hopes of eliminating this paralysis by analysis, saying that the topic of law should be more understandable and digestible for both his clients and his students.
And so if they found someone they could talk to in a way that wasn't intimidating, that created an environment that was conducive to communicating and relaxing while they were communicating about their issue at a fee that they could afford, that I could help outreach to those people and serve that community. And that was really the concept of the Mobile Law Center.
Stern says that the Mobile Law Center was actually designed in the flow of a yoga center.
So we've got natural hardwood floors. We have pistachio green upholstery. Everything's white. There's lots of windows and light coming in. You won't see any of my diplomas hanging on the wall because it's not about me. It's about them in an environment that's, again, welcoming and friendly so they feel comfortable talking about their issues and trying to resolve them. Basically, the Mobile Law Center follows the concept of affordability, accessibility, and still have legal ingenuity in helping to resolve these issues.
Sydney Finkel, Mustang News.
What an amazing collection of stories. Cal Poly never ceases to amaze me. Thank you so much for joining us on our special edition of Mustang News. I'm Rachel Showalter.
And I'm Anna George. Good luck with finals, everyone, and have a great summer.